Friends, how many of us have them? Listen, Brooke Bailey is definitely a rider, supporter, and just a true loyal person to Nicki Minaj. Brooke was recently on a show. I'm not sure what show that this was, but they were asking her about her relationship with Nicki Minaj, how they became cool, and Cardi B came up. Now, I personally think that it was messy that that the interviewer brung Cardi B up, because to me it's like the state, like that's not just a female rap beef where, oh, I don't like you because you got on a pink shirt, I'm wearing a black shirt. It's not like their beef is deep. It was like an altercation involved. So Brooke Bailey, of course, she took Nicki Minaj's side and she spoke out in regards to who she's picking if it comes down to Nicki Minaj or Cardi B. I think you pretty much know what's going on, but anyway, check this out.
Yeah, and then from that point on, it just blossomed.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
Did you inherit the beef she has with Cardi B?
I mean, do you beef with your friends, frenemies, or do you stay neutral?
I wouldn't say. I'm not sure neutral, but I don't know if I would mess with them so much.
Same. I'm a very loyal person. So I would feel a way if, I had like a serious beef with somebody about some serious shit, and my friends that I'm close with, that I confide in, that I talk to, if they still had a relationship with that person or they stayed neutral. I don't want to be friends with that. And I'm not, you know what I'm saying?
Pick a side. Pick a side.
It's not like, it's like high school where it's like, you can't be friends with this person because, they talk to, my ex. Like, I don't care about that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I care if there's some real life shit going on, but bitch, pick a side. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, pick a side. It's simple to me. It's like, what's the issue? And especially if I didn't have a relationship with her, so it's easy for me to cut somebody off if I don't have a relationship with you. Don't fuck with them, cool. I don't even know them. I don't fuck with them either. You know what I'm saying? Like,
now, what I will say is it's refreshing to see people who just organically get it as far as being loyal. And I will say this too, I'm pretty sure that Cardi B friends, they not gonna mess with Nicki either, but the thing is, they probably, because they can't mess with her, you know what I'm saying, they're not gonna deal with Nicki either. I always say this, come on, you could look at even Cardi B herself, Star Brim, that they was Nicki fans. The thing about it is that I believe that Star Brim, she won't mess with Nicki, right? But I do believe that she looked at Cardi B as a lick, that she sees the financial gain in regards to her being a friend. She was a friend from the gang in the streets, and then she rose to stardom and whatever, and she paid, come on, all of that money she paid for her lawyer, she only doing a year in in lockup. So I think that Star Brim looked at Cardi B as a benefit. I think more so with Brooke Bailey and Nicki Minaj, they have a friendship that's like real. Like, Brooke Bailey, she's been through some traumatic things over the past few years. Like, one of them, well, the one thing I know about is like losing her daughter, and Nicki was there for her. Brooke Bailey was in a Red Ruby video. We begged Nicki for a music video for that, and now we realized she wasn't even doing no videos, no big budgets. It was like she took Brooke by her side and she released that on the day that her daughter passed away. So Brooke Bailey and Nicki Minaj have a very close relationship. I also believe that Nicki Minaj employed her as well. Listen, I pride myself on being loyal. I'm a little too loyal to my detriment sometimes, even when I'm not speaking to a person. But you know what? That's just how I am. Like, I'm the type of person, like, say me and you friends, and then we stop being friends, and I know you have an issue with so-and-so, just because me and you is not friends, now I'm not going to say F them and I won't give them type of energy, but I'm not hanging around them just to make it look a certain type of way to you. Like, and that's what I truly believe. Like, a lot of people get around saying this word loyalty, and they get around, they go around saying emotional intelligence. That is also emotional intelligence. Like, there's people right now who I don't speak with them, and I won't affiliate with certain people just because I don't want it to look a certain type of way. I'm not scared of them at all. It's just that I think that when you run your shit through the real nigga shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like how you giving it up and shit like that, I just feel like loyalty goes beyond whether you're speaking to a person or not. And I love that for Nicki. Now, all that Cardi B and Nicki has been through from the, the rap beef. And I really feel like Cardi B on some real shit, she owes Nicki Minaj an apology. I feel like this thing is going so far based on the energy she put into it. We already know that the girl, when she pushed out her first baby, that she was going through postpartum, and she's a little quacky wacky. Nicki felt all of that. The sad thing about it is there's some people out there that don't feel like Cardi owes Nicki an apology. But when Cardi gets in a quiet space and she thinks about what happened, like, damn, I grew up, listening to this girl. I liked her a lot. Like, what happened? Like, Cardi, you tried to attack her, and you ended up leaving the way you ended up leaving by Ra Ali because of what you tried to do. Nicki is protected. She's guarded. You came into the game the wrong way. You was in interviews talking crazy as if you even deserved the feature and the collaboration. So yeah, Nicki was looking at you a certain type of way. So it's like their friendship goes to the point of the fallout. Cardi making up a lie saying that Nicki was talking about the kids. Talking about her daughter. It goes to the gang stuff, the gang related issues. It's some street shit. I feel like it's some real street shit. You already know what happened at the VMAs when Nicki's husband was trying to wait for Offset to come down there. He was not trying to come down, and I personally believe, in my opinion, that they did call the people on them and they tried to get him in trouble. He did get him. What was he on house arrest for, like 8 months after that? But it didn't really do anything because it was like 8 months after that. Nicki, how many months was it? Was it 6 months, 8 months, or whatever? But he was on tour with Nicki, so he was still able to show up. But what I wanted to focus on is friendship. Like, so many people who have even passed through my life. It's like, if I can identify in you that you're not a true friend and you don't even know. And the sad thing about this, people think that just saying you're friends is like just saying like, oh, we're friends. Oh, you're my bestie. No, people love to say stuff like that. But can they actually prove it? Can they actually be there for you? Can they actually show it when you're not around? Can they defend you when you're not around? And I'm not talking about no ratchet friends who trying to fight and bang out because listen, I'm of a certain age. I'm not saying that I'm not going to take it there if it don't get there, but I like mature friends who handle things like with that real emotional intelligence, real loyalty, not just stated, and people just say that they have these things and they don't have it. Like, I can tell that Nicki is very on a high level mentally astute. I can even tell by like the friends that Nicki keeps around. I follow like one of her friends, been following her for over the 10 years, and I could just hear her talk on Instagram and I can tell that she is like, that's Nicki's friend, because they all have this way that they speak, just not like with all that ratchet, we all can speak like with our jargon and hood slang, but I can tell that like one of her friends, that they're well spoken, and that's what I really love about Nicki. She's well thought out. She wouldn't be able to make it this far in her career if she wasn't like that. But that friend has been very loyal to Nicki. Nicki still follow her to this day. She had a few bad apples in the bunch, and those are gone now. But I think that Brooke Bailey is a real one. I think that also what Nicki pours into her, Brooke pours back into her as well. Like, I think Brooke was helping her. What was Brooke helping her with, if I'm wrong? Was she helping her with like styling and getting different stuff for her company? So Brooke seems very loyal in my opinion, and Nicki needs people like that. People be so quick to say that like, oh, Nicki has no friends or whatever. She don't have, you don't know what she got. You don't know what she got. So listen, I wasn't surprised that Brooke said, and what I really liked about her too is that she didn't give any negative energy towards Cardi B. Like, she didn't even mention her name. I loved the fact in the beginning of the interview, she was like, how do you, something about Cardi B. He was like, well, how do you treat your frenemies? Sometimes just pay attention to how Brooke Bailey did that. Sometimes you have to do that to a person asking you a stupid question, because I felt like he shouldn't even ask her that. But I love the way that she handled it. So think about that. When a person asks you a question, ask them the question as well and say, well, how would you handle it? See what their temperament is, because to me, that was a setup for her to try to go off. That was a setup for her to try to go off, and that was a true test. And now I feel like, Cardi, she might have seen the headline and seen like, oh, they mentioned my name, but she handled it delicately. I feel like Brooke handled it with class. She was like, oh, you don't F with this person, so I don't even know them, so I don't F with them either. It wasn't no like F that B and this and that. It wasn't none of that. None of that hood ratchery that, probably would have turned Cardi on, and she probably would have said something like, oh, bitches got my name and they now bitches got my... Shut that up. Shut it up. But listen, shout out to Brooke Bailey. Shout out to the real friends in the world. Like, I consider myself to be a real friend. And let me know if you're like this too. I consider myself to be a real friend. I'm loyal. I give sound advice, whether you want to hear it or not. I don't force my opinion on anybody, but I'm going to tell you the truth if you ask me. And if we have that type of relationship, I'm going to give you give you that advice and give you that feedback. And it's on you whether you take it or not. I'm not into raising adults or anything like that, but I like people people who can be able to face harsh realities. And also with me, let me know the truth. Let me know, like, like one of my friends told me she felt like I cut people off too quick. And I had to think about it for a second. I'm like, I can see where you coming from, but I think that you give people too much opportunity to, and then she started cutting people off. So it's like we pour into each other. Always be friends with people who can pour into you and pour back. Not just a person who comes and they dump all of this emotional baggage on you. Nah, I'm really into friendships. I consider myself being I'm a friend that's very present, but I'm a low maintenance type of friend. Like, you don't have to call me every day and be on the phone with me every day. Like, as long as we understand that we friends and we have that loyalty and you got my back, I got your back, that's all I really care about, right? And we pour into each other. But shout out to Brooke Bailey for holding Nicki Minaj down. Again, she didn't say anything crazy against Cardi B at all, but it was expected. I don't expect anybody from Cardi B's side, if they was faced with the same question, they of course they're gonna pick Cardi. Cardi's probably a big trick. I'm pretty sure she buys her friends, she buys her friends. Listen, when I was younger in school, when I first went from the private school to the public school, I used to bring candy and stuff to school because I didn't know anybody, and I used to try to buy my friends, and I'm telling you, I got over that shit within like the first few weeks. I said, oh no, like, nah. I still did nice things for people though. I mean, I come from back in the days where when I was in the school in the 90s, you could get a pretzel. I'll dig in my couch and find $1 and change and buy everybody a pretzel at the table. Like 4 of my friends, like with $1, 25 cents a piece for a pretzel. You can't get no pretzel for 25 cents today in today's time. You can't. Ooh, that used to turn me on, going into that cafeteria and seeing them pretzels spin around in that damn, that case. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real friend, and that's why I'm stingy with who I'm friends with. So shout out to the Brooke Baileys of the world. Hopefully you can learn a lesson from the Brooke Baileys. And also, I wanted to say this before I get out of here. A person who is a friend to everybody is a friend to nobody at all. And you take how you feel. Them people who be trying to be neutral and they want to keep their foot up. They want to keep, like, say in this situation, if Brooke wanted to be friends with Cardi, friends with Nicki, I wouldn't trust that, because it's just like, because I feel like you leaking information on some, like, not even information about the career, but like just personal feelings and stuff like that. I want people who are for me, even though I don't own you, but I need you to figure that out on your own. So hey, okay, you can talk to her, and I'm pretty sure Nicki does communicate with people who talk to Cardi, but they only get but so far. So I don't like people who play both sides, who try to be like neutral, because they end up being phony. I don't care what you say. I've been in this world 41 years, and I'm telling you, this is how it goes down. They end up either saying stuff behind your back that you don't know, and it just ends up being like just a weird situation. So I am totally okay with you speaking to both of us, but you can't be my friend, and you can't be my friend in close proximity like that. You can't be. We can be cool. I could see you like, hey, whatever. We might even engage on deep level conversation on a certain level, but you will never know certain things about me, and I will never let you back here. So yeah. You know what I'm saying? Potent, pondering, never pandering. Get in the comments. Let me know what you thought about Brooke Bailey, standing behind Nicki, letting it be known, but also keeping it very respectful and not going in on Cardi B, Because, Cardi B would have looked for that for like a field day. She probably would have sent T-Styles. T Styles is her new black girlfriend. I guess that's her new pit bull Rottweiler that, with she, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Listen, leave your comments below. I'm up out of here, and I hope that all of y'all have a blessed evening. Know who your real friends are at all times. You know what I'm saying? Know who's fake. Know who you keep at a distance. Who's like, they're not an imminent threat to you, and you don't let them know so much, and know the ones that you could bring in on a closer level. So listen, I'm up out of here. Y'all be blessed. Peace.